Ross Gadsden Boys coming at you post-election. Hope you enjoyed the results, because we're fucked. Concrete Hades here, coming at you with Col Q, Mikey, and Abby.
Hi, y'all.
Boy, howdy.
I just tried. We're so fucked that I just tried to smoke my lighter. I hope y'all saw that.
Well, today we'll start off with some good news. Colonel, you had some interesting news about Oregon?
Yeah, Oregon, they have decriminalized heroin, cocaine, hallucinogens, and methamphetamine. Sounds like some things will have a fine of $100 if you get caught with a small amount for personal use. I think that's all on the right track, I mean, why are we filling our prisons with people who like to just get loaded at home? Who gives a shit?
I mean, it's along the same concept, the 19th Amendment prohibition that didn't last particularly long because of the results. Unfortunately, the drug war here has lasted considerably fucking longer.
And cost us a considerable amount of money.
Way more than money. Way more than money.
Yeah, money, lives,
trillions in cash, plus all the lives lost, plus the waste of resources that could have been, put into solving actually more important crimes like rape or murder, theft.
Like way more than 30% of sexual assault cases a year would be, a way to start.
And the most valuable thing that we have, which is time. It has cost a considerable amount of time. I've lost time from my life over drug charges. I've had my life invaded over marijuana. Now, look, I'm an addict. So, I did a whole bunch of other shit, too. And I did shit while I was loaded that I definitely got prosecuted for that I should have been prosecuted for. Right? But, let's be real. Most people go home, including politicians, including the people that make these laws to begin with, go home and get loaded. And whatever your poison is, man, guess what? Not my business.
Unless it's children, then maybe don't do that.
Well, then that is our business, right? Then you're harming, there's harm involved.
No, I'm saying unless you're doing that, which politicians.
Oh.
Good old Uncle Sniffy.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great though. Maybe because Oregon has a lot of Seattle-esque
you can get
in a lot of ways. Maybe they'll try out some of those.
Oh man.
Shelters.
I think it's great. I think
they tried these out there in Seattle where people could go get help and be safer and shit. They wouldn't freeze to death in the middle of the night from it being cold and them being on heroin.
Yeah, that's certainly another unintended side effect of cleaning this up, making it legal. Hopefully.
Personally, my idea was always to make drugs legal, and just like everything else, go ahead, tax it, but get that agency that we have that controls these things involved and try to make it a little bit safer. Do your job for a change, make drugs safer, and and inevitably it's going to be taxed, right? But we can use some of those tax dollars hopefully for rehabilitation. Being involved in the recovery community, I can tell you that I see the same guy go to rehab 10 times a year, and it's a revolving door. Why? Because they make money. They make money off the state. We pay for it.
Yeah, I don't know if I want the government involved in anyone's recovery.
No, I definitely don't, but they are now. That's already happened. So in my state,
they are now.
Yeah.
But if we continue to tax things and let them deal with it, it'll inevitably end up with them dicking with people.
Well, inevitably, we end up paying for it, So just like some of the things we've discussed about tolls, right? Like a specific road like gets tolled, gets tolls put on it to pay for that road. You know, we should be doing the same thing. You know, you can't tell an addict to save money to like go to rehab, right? So like that's not going to work. I can tell you from personal experience that does not work. But like if we the taxpayers are paying for people to go to rehab 10 times in the same year, like that's a problem. That's a costly problem.
Well, I'm actually have much less of a problem with like sales tax because like if I don't want to pay your filthy sales tax, I can go somewhere else and get it. It's that easy.
True that.
I mean,
But
yeah,
then you're
Vegas
also
is like
taking the risk.
cesspool.
Oh, you go ahead, Abby.
I was saying Vegas is like a cesspool of drugs. Like you just like literally just like, hey, do you know someone? And it's like, you know someone, I know somebody, I know somebody, I know somebody. And it's like everybody. It's like Vegas. Literally, you are like I personally feel like it's. I call it my big little town because it's like everybody knows everybody. And I mean, but like I don't know, bigger cities is a little different.
Hey, Abby, there's something going on with your mic.
Yeah, your
Yeah, could you turn up your output, please?
Really quiet.
Hades had a clue. He's like, can you turn up your mic, please? I'm like, there's some
Yeah, or
shit
it
wrong with
sounds
your
far
mic. There's
away.
shit wrong with your mic, Abby.
Is that better? Or
Yes.
testing?
Yeah.
I just fucked up the whole thing. No, but I was just saying, I don't know why it's turned down, but my city or Vegas it's my big little town, so like it's everything is 20 minutes away. Like if you point in the middle and you're trying to drive somewhere, everything's 20 minutes away. Like my mom didn't believe me, and she'd be like, "How far is that?" I'd be like, 20 minutes. And like she put in her phone, it'd be like literally 20 minutes away. And like being from California, everything's like hour, freaking forever to do anything. But yeah, I mean, your community is kind of who you're going to eventually get that stuff from. But I mean, our tax on our freaking weed is like 25%, and I know it does not go towards our schools. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, that's a lot. I think that I don't know that I don't know how we could possibly, as people, vote on taxes because we don't make the rules and they call it a democracy, but like we don't even know the rules are getting made.
Well, and even when they make the rules, they don't fucking follow them.
That too. You know, and we have the technology,
rules
right?
for thee and not for me.
Right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
like,
make politicians pay for
at
their
best-
own college again, for fuck's
At
sake.
best, put it back in the hands of the local areas and regions so that people can be like the decisions can be more localized. It's still mob rule, but I mean, it's less of a mob ruling less of the people. It's
Yeah.
less unethical.
I mean, I would
it's a
definitely
stepping
be
stone
more.
towards people needing less.
I would definitely be more comfortable. You know,
It's not where I'd like to
dealing
stop
with
at.
dealing with my neighbors versus dealing with somebody that's, say, in California whose representative is still ruling my life. You know,
Yeah.
it's 5 miles away, 10 miles away, maybe, versus 3,000. So, yeah. It's considerably more logistically possible to converse with your neighbors, converse with the people in the next town over, or at the extremes of your town, than it is
Hell, you
dealing
could
with
even
fucking
get some
Pelosi.
really dedicated people to drive around the state, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I was reading something recently that said something along the lines of, you know, we're supposed to have, and I'm not obviously about government involvement in our everyday lives the way that it is now, but it did say that like there's for every 140,000 people we have one representative, and the way our government was set up was that there should be a representative for every 30,000. And I wonder if we had representatives that like on the state level that were from our local communities, if that would help us, like larger government instead of smaller government, because of how large our population has become. You know, but then I think that also brings other things into play. You know,
Well,
like,
larger numerically, not specifically more powerful.
You
Because
end up
we
with
let them
like,
get any more. We let them get any more powerful. That's it. We're fucking Canada or Britain or Australia. We're fucked.
yeah.
Um,
on one hand, it is more representation, but on the other hand, we're still making blanket decisions for the whole nation that don't really always serve the whole nation.
Right.
Agreed. I can definitely agree
If
to
we
that.
could make those decisions more regional, then they would be much more ethical, if you ask me.
it
But
would
like,
still be. It would still be more fair of a situation because then everybody is actually certainly coming closer to individual representation. But yeah,
I don't
I
know about
mean,
that. I mean, maybe, but it's not very fair to expect Texas and fucking Oregon to need the same things and to follow the same guidelines.
Well,
And
keep like that being said, right? Public service used to be just that. It was public service, right? So no one got a paycheck to do that. Like I would be happy to be a representative amongst 10 other representatives in my town. You know, just for the sake of serving the public.
yeah,
You know, like so that in that case, like I wouldn't be getting paid. I'm a volunteer.
we should
I mean,
definitely get rid of their paychecks.
there's two
Fuck
ways to
yeah.
think of that. If it would be a voluntary thing, then they would have to have their own source of income elsewhere. For instance, most of them are either lawyers or doctors or occasionally an economist.
Right.
But a lot of them do have jobs elsewhere. But if you want, my suggestion would be instead of, oh, here is your set paycheck, here are your living expenses. Like you set them up in government housing with a government phone, with government health care, with a government vehicle, and a stipend for like fuel or occasionally nicer things.
Oh, somebody will take advantage
They
of
want to
that
get
shit
themselves
quick.
They want to get themselves a. Oh, I know.
That's too far, Hades. Somebody will take advantage
I'm
of that
like,
real fast.
I'm like, no, they better make that an option because I don't want any of that shit. I'll do it myself.
Yeah, no, I would rather see it just like, I mean, if it's going to take up that much of your time, okay, sure. But like, if you had like that many more representatives, you should be able to do like one day a week or one day every 2 weeks as a group to make decisions and like move on. Right? Like,
the problem is we already have
meetings and shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's the problem with expanding it. There is if they don't make it a full-time thing, nothing will ever get passed because we've already got that issue. I mean, look at the second stimulus. How many months has that been sitting on fucking Pelosi's desk?
Yeah,
dude,
but
we have
if
technology.
If those decisions were being made regionally instead of nationally, we wouldn't fucking have to be worrying about Pelosi's desk.
Yeah,
Right.
right. No
In
shit.
that day, they'll have no problem going through their court hearings. So I'm sure stimulus wouldn't be that hard to pass.
I'm sure after the election is settled, it's going to go through immediately anyway, because this is purely a vote for us so that we can get you this done type of bullshit.
Surely everybody can see this shit, right? Like,
no.
That's
the issue. That's why there's even a remote chance of Uncle Sniffy being our fucking president.
She tore up the paper behind the president, and I was just like, "Is this like he didn't break up with you? Or he, like this is like what is that?" Like, and then Trump just talking where Biden goes, "I wouldn't get it," but like it's children.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been caught sniffing kids left and right. I mean, he's been caught.
Like
yeah. What is really he like? He's 80, what, 86, 87, something like that?
Well, and I mean,
Congress
yeah,
longer
and
than I've been alive.
Biden's creepy as fuck, and everybody wants to ignore all the fucking shit where, like, you know, Trump had involvement with Epstein and crap like that. They're all like, oh, but when he found out he was doing weird shit with kids, he stopped hanging out with them. And I'm like, yeah, but he didn't fucking do anything. I mean, like, what the fuck? How are you guys okay with all this shit? We just voted between two pedophiles. I hope you're all fucking happy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and by the way, what in
And I
the
mean,
fuck has happened to the Epstein case? Where's that right now? Like, where's the Epstein case? I want to know.
I don't know. I didn't have a chance to look over the.
They want us to forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
what
there's
even
still
happened to that chick?
There's nothing. There's nothing.
Where
I
is
looked.
she?
There's nothing.
they're still saving kids. That's about all I know that's going on with the Epstein case. They're still using Maxwell's information to go save kids. That's
Is that happening? Like, is that truly happening, or is that a crock of shit?
We don't know. We could. I mean, like, fuck. Can we know anything anymore?
Now,
yeah,
Maybe
that's,
feel
that
like-
is.
Yeah, it was a really
But, like-
weird like Trump happening just to fucking pull
like
her out of
I
the
want to hear from these
ether.
kids. I want to see these kids.
Yeah. let's
Tell
see
us.
these kids.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
like,
you don't have to parade them like they're fucking poodles or anything. Just let us fucking see them.
Yeah.
Jane Doe's.
I mean, even well, the seeing them is a problem too. It's just
Have you guys watched it at first thing?
Faces,
like, could we get word from other organizations involved with this outside of purely law enforcement?
Well, yeah, it's got.
I've said a number of times that you know, I've worked on a house to check on and house these kids that they're getting. I'm not hearing any word from them about how it's getting used, that they're getting kids, and they're, as far as I'm aware, the biggest facility in the country. So
where are
like,
they?
yeah. Plus, you know, I know Vets for Child Rescue is doing things, but you know, they don't have the resources. They don't have the resources the government does, that's for sure. So they can't watch over all these kids or, you know, rescue all these kids themselves.
the fact that that's even a thing is like disgusting, right? Save these kids. Like the fact that we have to do that in our modern day society, you know. And I've heard the term like when you're talking about like the adrenochrome thing, which like I don't know, man. I don't know, that's pretty far to me, but like I've definitely heard the term thrown around, no one's kids. They're nobody's kids. But they're kids. Doesn't matter. They're life forms. They're other life forms.
Yeah, they're human beings, regardless of being lost or unwanted children, as they're saying they are. There is no fucking child that is truly unwanted. I guarantee you, there is somebody out there that will more than happily either adopt or at least foster these kids into adulthood.
Oh god, yeah, fuck. I mean, the stuff that happens with adoption, like people bullshit their way from beginning to end through that stuff at the time. Foster care, and you watched the Gabriel Fernandez case. That was hella lazy and insanely traumatic. And I mean, LA County, they spent billions of dollars on it. These poor caseworkers have 200-300 cases on their list at any given time. Like people, they have kids sleeping in their facilities. Like what?
And half the caseworkers are there just for a paycheck anyway. Most of them, I won't say most of them, but there is a frighteningly large proportion of them that don't give a fuck what happens to the kids, and they're just there to get the government insurance and to collect a nice fucking federal government paycheck.
I'd like to think that they start out with grander dreams than that. You know what I mean? Because, like, look, I know that social workers don't make like any great money. Yeah, they don't really make great money. Like, I know that. And I think they start out with like big dreams of like being helpful in their community. And along the line, they realize that they're so wrapped up in fucking red tape, they really can't do much.
Same thing when you're a corporation. If you're working on the fries, you're not the guy owning the McDonald's.
Right.
Like, I mean, and a lot of them, yeah, they do have, you know, certificates or, you know, degrees, and it's usually a lot of hard work, and especially in LA, I mean, you have to have a decent job, and county jobs are all the things you have. But I don't know what was I gonna say. Oh, I can't remember, but it was good. But I'll remember later. But it's unfortunate. It's incredibly unfortunate.
You know, why can't we get by on like a social worker's salary, right? Like, most households have to have both parents working at this point. It wasn't like that 50 years ago. You know, like mom.
I mean, it was like that 50 years ago, but that started back in the 30s when we started wartime production.
Well, yeah, right. But
now you almost have what caused all this.
But now you almost have to, just to make like if you're not, even if you are college educated, like, you have to literally have two people in the household working to get by. And like, what happened to being able to work at a factory and like feed your family of a couple of kids and your wife? You know what I mean? You can't do that anymore. I have to, I literally have to own a business, like, to feed my family so that like they can go to school and they can do things. And I have to like bust my ass, which I'm totally okay with. But like I'm not everyone, you know? Like, I'm one of the very few of my friends that owns their own business and like does well with it, you know? And it's just, it's a shame to me. Like our gluttonous society, our gluttonous government is definitely a large part of the reason.
Oh, absolutely. Between the industrial elite realizing that they can then start charging everybody, you know, price and a half at the very least for the product, since, oh, hey, now we've got women who want to be in the workforce and we've got men who have to be in the workforce. Let's charge, you know, price and a half, twice the price for the same product as soon as everybody kind of came back from the fucking war. Because now everybody's got double the income. Both parents are working. Ha ha! And then, of course, the government followed suit.
Yeah. That's I kind of like to bring back to the social worker thing. I kind of remember what I was going to say. But one of the things that I heard in my, the murder squad, it's with Billy Jensen and Paul Holes, both associated with writing and helping solve Golden State Killer case, long story short. But they talked, when Black Lives Matter was like in its revamping stage, one of the things they said is like, they were talking about old Los Angeles sheriff from like 90s era, and one of the things they said is like, if they have social workers go to these places where people are having like mental breaks, or where there's kids, or, you know, dangerous situations, where like somebody that knows the mental side of it versus a cop that's like more reactionary and disciplinary, like, and you kind of work together, or you teach the people the same things, like side by side, it would be a lot more conducive than to have one person do one thing and one person do other things to such extremes that they're not crossing, they're not trained enough in either one of those fields, on vice versa, you know? So it was just a really fascinating thing to think about. It's like, if you, and that's the whole, like, when people are like, defund the police, it's like, no, it's just rewording everything, I think.
Refund the police?
Defund the police.
Refund.
Nah, oh, refund.
Refund.
No, don't refund.
Well, change where the money's going.
Refund us.
Yeah, refund us. Yeah.
Shit.
But like, change where the money's going, right? Like, So you take that money, and I agree. Like, I think our society, like it's necessary to have some people that are involved in the things that go on. Things are going to go on. We have a large society. I think that police have become a necessity, but I also think that the police force has become large, way larger than it was ever meant to be, and way more trained to do damage than to diffuse situations and like help people. You know, like they used to help me when I was a kid. Over 20 years ago, 25, 27 years ago, Jesus. You know, like if they found me like a drunk 15-year-old kid sleeping on a park bench, like they'd bring me home to my parents. Now they will lock a kid up.
Oh my
And
gosh.
like worse, you know, like they will kick a kid's ass. You know, if that kid
Videos
starts
of those
mouthing
kids are
off
being
and getting
arrested
out of
at
line,
school.
like you know, it just it's too far. And a lot of other things. I mean, that's just we're just
Yeah, it's
talking about.
like all they know how to do is escalate.
Right.
They
There's
are
no
actual
de-escalate.
like they're all they do is create like they don't even fucking create law and order. They create disorder. Like
Disorder and fear. People as a whole are like afraid of the police.
well
One of
yeah,
my biggest
even
problems in
normal
life is that
people
what's that?
even normal people that say they like the police, you watch them when a cop has pulled them over or comes upon them. They do not act like they fucking like the police. They act like they're fucking nervous.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or at least, you know, like, you know, they're just little it's fucking gross. Like they don't like the police. Fuck that.
So
But that's
one of my
what.
biggest issues in life has been that I've never really been scared of the police. But that also creates like a different problem for me personally because like, you know, it's caused me problems, quite
Yeah.
obviously. You know, when I get pulled over, I'm like, what the fuck's your problem? Why are you pulling me over? You know, like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
I mean, I've never been afraid of police. I've always been respectful of them simply because that was my nature. Not to be respectful to police specifically, but I respect
Just be
everyone
respectful.
until they give me a
Sure.
reason to tell them to
Mhm.
go fucking shit in their own hat and eat it. Um, so I've really rarely run into issues with police. They annoy me with the fact that they pull me over many a time when it's not a necessity. You know, oh, your lens cap is cracked. Chief,
Yeah.
first off, you sat behind me for 20 fucking minutes trying to figure out a reason you pulled me over. Just because I
Right.
had a Pennsylvania plate in New Jersey. All right. You know, or oh, I'm not wearing a seatbelt.
That
Big
kills me.
fucking whoop.
Like that's
It's
my
my
choice.
property. The
Yeah.
fuck, dude? Yeah.
My choice. It's my body, it's my choice, it's my car. I paid for it. Fuck you. Like if I
Yep.
don't want to wear my
Or
seatbelt, I shouldn't have to. Like my kids should have to,
yeah.
right? Like that should be a rule because that's just a good rule, right? But like if I'm the
I mean,
driver and I'm an adult, like go fuck yourself, dude.
it's good practice. I won't
Yeah, I
necessarily
don't
say
think
it's
it
a good
shouldn't
rule,
necessarily. We have
but
too many rules. People should just do that.
Just do the right
you
thing.
know,
But we have rules
getting
because
pulled.
people by and large don't, like do the right thing. I mean, I guess that is
Yeah.
part of the problem
And now we have
inherently.
population problems. I mean,
Yeah.
I hate to be a douchebag, but
Yeah, no, we do.
Population wise, the planet can handle like 10 times the actual current population
we're not
without
handling
issue.
it so well.
But yes, I will completely agree there. We need to be more environmentally conscious and more efficient with our use of the property that we are using.
Well,
Reduce,
again,
reuse, recycle.
the gluttonous government, right? Like they're involved
Oh
with
yeah.
all the businesses. And, I like how they
Yeah.
do things in Europe, right? When it comes to high efficiency boilers, natural gas, use of solar, use of wind, And like even California, like I drove through California, and they have wind farms everywhere, and like solar fields, and it's beautiful, and in the right places too. I mean, I definitely drove through an area that was like I couldn't even tell you where I was, but it was in between a couple mountains. And I tell you, I had to roll up all the windows, and I thought the wind was going to blow me right off the road. Like, it was really bad. And I guess it was always like that through there. And they had wind farms. Like, perfect place for them. Like, it makes sense. Shit makes sense. As much as I hate to say that something in California makes sense, like, that makes sense.
We need to deal with the wind and solar farms better, though, because the ones that we have, first off, they're fucking terrible for the wildlife there. Like, the stuff on the ground, it doesn't make much of an impact. Dude, bald eagles are almost extinct because of wind farms.
Really?
In the deserts, we're having fucking problems where they have those solar gardens. They draw these insects, and it draws the birds, and the birds die too. So there's just thousands and thousands of insects and birds dying in the desert all the fucking time right now.
Solar farms are
shit
cooking
they don't
birds
tell
and
you
bats.
About.
Yeah, solar farms are legitimately cooking birds
too,
and bats alive in the air.
I had no idea.
Yep. And then the fans, their birds are flying into them because they can't fucking see trajectories, basically.
Because it's the heat, like, so the sun shines onto them, the sun gets the ray like a normal glare, but they're not like, fucking birds. They're sometimes they're just like, oh, air, and then you see the heat that's glaring off of it, and you heat it,
Fuck. Yeah, I didn't even think that would be a thing, but I tell you, I'm involved very much in the natural gas industry where I live. And, even the natural gas is like so much better than oil, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and shit ton of hydroelectricity here.
Yeah, right. Hydroelectricity. There's other options.
One of the best things that California could do is be like fucking Iceland. Put in geothermal pumps. There's effectively no environmental impact.
Geothermal doesn't work well here in New England.
I've been meaning to look into the geothermal stuff. Some of
On the other hand,
really interesting. Why doesn't
New
it
England,
work there? Like, is it because it's not warm or what? I mean, I'm just guessing. I don't know how this stuff works.
Geothermal?
Geothermal works best on or near the edges of plates, like the tectonic plates.
That makes sense. So it would work better, like all up and down the west coast and shit.
Yeah, the only tectonic plate really that we have here is buried really quite deep beneath the bedrock, so it would be extremely inefficient to have to try and dig that. Like, we could do geothermal, but
it would be
that would be more along the lines of like Greenland or Newfoundland. That's out closer to Iceland.
Well, we live on a fucking rock, so we live on a rock in the Northeast. So like we have to drill through rock to insert pipes into the ground. It doesn't work that well.
Pretty well, at least along the New England coast. Britain has a buoy system in I think it's the North Sea. It's off the coast. They're mechanical buoys, and they're just literally doing the wave.
Yeah.
And they're using this. They're literally using the motion of the ocean on the surface of the ocean to generate mechanical energy that's then converted into electrical.
They made some boat facilities like that too that have like some solar too in combination. Like it runs the whole fucking thing.
Don't think that would work so well because they're regularly getting covered with water, so that would probably fuck up the solar panels or degenerate them quick. But
I thought they were gonna use those kinds of things with the grid things. They're not like boats, they're like man-made islands basically.
Of solar fields? Like floating solar fields?
No, like they're talking about putting together these like floating grid cities that are like at first they're gonna just be like educational and for study, but they're all gonna be like solar and shit like that. And like there's all sorts of stuff being said about them, so I don't know exactly what's actually gonna come out and be used on the most. Like it'd be cool if they did, because like those are more stationary. They wouldn't be getting wet or all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like these things are
That's
so
certainly something to
big
look
that
into.
they don't actually float like a boat does. And like they interconnect to make big ass islands.
Yeah, until the fucking
I'm
rogue
going
wave
on a
hits and flips
tangent.
it.
Apparently they're resistant to this shit. Like they want to put fucking like tallest buildings on them and crap.
It sounds
Okay.
intriguing, but it also sounds like it could be very, very bad.
You know, with the
I know,
buoys,
right? Like this could be so good, but it could also be so bad.
right?
Oh yeah.
Well, with the buoys, who was that? There was a young man that came up with a system of trapping all the trash that had gotten into the ocean, right? Especially from the tsunami that hit Japan. And I forget, I feel like he was from Europe or something. But very smart young man, and this net system is working. So why couldn't you get a twofer, right? If you've got these buoys floating in the ocean, you could also set up that net system that I guess it doesn't, because all the trash kind of floats on the top. Like it doesn't hurt the fish down below, and like they don't get caught up in it because it doesn't go very far below the surface. And
Yeah.
then you just grab it and drag it into itself, and now you've got all the trash trapped, and you can pick it up essentially.
That's pretty cool. I saw that a kid designed this thing that will actually like float around on top of the water and just like pull the trash up out of it and stuff like that. And they're
Yeah,
trying to make like what?
Oh no, we're probably talking about the same thing.
Maybe it might be because like now they're trying to make like bigger, better versions of it and shit like that. Because
Yeah,
they
we
just
need to
made a
clean this shit
tiny
up.
one at
Like,
first.
Yeah, we
I think
need.
it was like this big.
oh, I don't
I
know.
think
I
it's
don't.
I love it. I think it's funny that everybody wanted to start using freaking paper straws. And as soon as everybody used water bottles.
The paper straws come in plastic wrappers.
Yeah.
I can't see that
Legit.
enough. I can't see that
Oh my
enough.
god.
Oh, I know. Fucking can't even.
Yeah, legit. Like,
Well, and everybody's
that's
germ
not a
crazy,
joke.
right? Like, fuck it, dude.
Yeah.
Throw a bunch of straws into a cup, and here you go. Like,
Why can't
why
you
are we
put
germ
paper
crazy?
straws in paper wrappers? I don't understand.
I know,
Why
because
do we need any
Like they
wrappers?
put the plastic.
Because it wasn't about cleaning up the plastic.
Yeah,
It
right.
wasn't. No, it wasn't. Like, we have fucking literal islands made of plastic. There are places in the world where people make their livelihood off of going out into these floating piles of plastic and salvaging it and shit like that. And even with like
Yeah.
tons of people out there doing that per day, it doesn't go away because all of the trash comes there. There's actually a fake island out in the fucking ocean made of fucking trash at this like apex where it all just finally comes together. Like,
The
look
size
into
of
this shit.
Britain.
It's fucking, yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy, man.
How come we don't hear about this?
Well, places like
That's
Vice
for
News
the,
will tell you shit like that, but you know
the
what they're
same
saying
reason we
now.
don't hear about the hole in the ozone anymore.
I thought that healed itself when we shut the world down.
I thought it healed when we stopped using aerosol.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I'm sure
Aquanet
it
hairspray.
has definitely. I'm sure it has definitely closed up a good deal because they already said it was in the process of healing itself anyway. But I mean, we're not hearing about it at all from all these people that are so concerned. Like, oh no, it's still there. At the very least, you would think they would say.
People
Just like you
talking
don't
about like
hear.
global.
No, they're too busy selling us the next fucking fear dosage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like the
Just like, oh,
ozone, the hole in the ozone's not scary anymore.
The Arctic and the Antarctic are melting. Is that why NASA says the Antarctic is the biggest been in recorded history? Just saying. I don't know about the Arctic size, but when NASA says that the Antarctic is legitimately the biggest it's been in recorded history, just saying, your narrative is kinda.
Well, you know what? Like that brings me to so I'm a plumber. I've been exposed to some of the nastiest fucking germs alive my entire life. And, for the most part, I don't really get sick. My cough, it's from Marlboros. It's self-induced. It's I don't get sick very often. I don't really have any major problems. And we're all germ crazy, right? But to me, that would make more problems than solve problems. Like having all this hand sanitizer everywhere and all this other shit. There's been studies done that tell us, that's actually bad.
Oh,
it's actually very
absolutely.
bad for you.
If you live an antiseptic life, you are going to be sicker than you would if you let yourself encounter diseases.
That's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
Some backwards ass shit. And so the reason we don't just put straws in a cup with no fucking covers on them is because everyone's all germ crazy. Don't get any germs. Don't touch what the next guy touch. Don't touch that shit. Lick that shit. Lick it.
Yeah, my grandma.
See that window that they haven't watched in 3 weeks? Lick it! Lick it!
They were like, no, make your kids dirt babies. Do not let them protect them from everything. You let them eat dirt. You let them touch the dirty, nasty shit. You let them fucking do it. And I'm like,
yep.
Grab that chicken. Go pick up those eggs. You don't need a glove.
Yep.
Oh my god. Okay, so that's just so frustrating. So my parents, I'm so short. One of the other many things we do is infectious disease control, training in hospitals and stuff. So when Ebola happened, I helped them all with the plan, do the trainings and all that stuff. So I know the donning on and the donning off and how to take on gloves and how to take them off and how to put on a mask. And then I'm just seeing fucking gloves all in the parking lot in the grocery store, and how people are wearing the same gloves that they wore touching various items in the grocery store at their house. I'm like the least CDC could have done and said, hey, wash your mask, throw it away after you use it. If it's a disposable one, don't wear your gloves after you're done using them. It would have been very simple, point by point things, but they didn't. And it's just you're purposely doing a stupid mistake. It would have been simple, 2-minute YouTube video saying, hey, do this, don't do this, bye. It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, a lot of the stuff people are doing, they might as well not be doing because they aren't doing it right. Yeah, it's really funny.
Oh, hey, let's wear this mask
my
under my nose.
Trying to be all respectful of everybody's fears and shit like that and wear his mask and everything like that. And I'm just walking around laughing and he's mad at me all the time because he has to hang out with me. And I'm apparently and I'm just I'm like, he's like, do you have your mask? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, it's hanging off my face or whatever. And he's just mad. But I can't take it seriously anymore because I walk around places and people are wearing masks with their noses out or they're wearing masks that are not even close to what's supposed to be worn. They're just wearing a little cloth mask or something like that. I don't know. It's just ridiculous.
Do you have a mask?
Kind of dumb.
Yeah, I've got 6 of them on me at any given time. No, I'm not putting it on.
I don't have anybody
they get so mad when I do that.
Ask me to wear one. Once some people brought it up and they weren't asking me to. They were like, you're supposed to wear a mask in here, right? And I'm like, I mean, do I have to? And they were like, it's the law. And I'm like, no, it's not actually. Let me explain that to you. And I was like, so can I have a burger? And they were like, what do you want? And I was like, okay. It just, most people here haven't given us that much shit, but there are some people giving people shit out there because like it's enough to get groups of people together to fucking protest about and pull together for like lawsuits and shit like that.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
I
getting
mean, like,
really
there's
sick of
definitely
the
enough people getting shit.
it's store policy. It's just like, god damn it.
Most of the stores I've been into,
I don't
like,
even argue anymore. I just
don't
say,
say
all
anything
right, I
about
guess
it.
my business is. Yeah, I just, like I said, I just have gotten so tired of it. I just say, okay, I guess my business is not worth your time, and then walk out.
Yeah, I only shop at places that I know I can get away with not wearing it. But even those places, like I had a lady in Home Depot. I'm 10 feet away from her, and the lady's yelling at the cash register lady to tell me to put my mask on. I'm like, what'd you turn around and tell me to put my mask on? What, you're grown?
Yeah.
You're a grown ass. You're a grown
Like,
ass
bitch, you're
human.
yelling like your fucking germs are already in the fucking.
Yeah, like as if
garbage
I
trap.
didn't hear your ass just say that. Like you turn, you tell me. I'd like to see it anyway. You tell me. I'm not, I'm like, whatever, man. I'm not that fucking intimidating. I'm a nice guy. I smile a lot. Dumb
People are
bullshit.
exhausting. Did you guys see the video I sent you with the guy going off in Vegas
No.
during the news conference? Oh my god. Oh lordy. Okay, I'll pull it up along with my other fantastic tweet of which was tweeted by just a gem.
It's a gem.
I love that she has some humor left in her. Just like we were talking about coping mechanisms. Except I was stuck in prison in Italy for 4 years.
I kind of want to hop on like find a live newscast and just hop in there and start acting a fool just because. Right?
Oh
Like,
yeah, no.
just hop in there and just like start acting the fuck up.
If I'm going out providing security for anybody in the near future, which I'm expecting is going to be happening with all this shit going down, and things really starting to pop off, if I see TV cameras, I am definitely making my presence known. I'll start interviewing the fucking report. I will start interviewing the fucking reporter. So, ma'am, how do you feel about the current situation that your news station has put us into? What do you really feel?
About Uncle Sniffy and the Orange Man?
Dude, everybody should be doing that. Like, we should just hijack their fucking shit.
Can we hijack?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they're selling us bullshit. We might as
That's
well
not that hard.
fucking around with. We might as well just start fucking with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Pull some V shit and hijack their feed.
Well, I don't know how to do that.
On. These people are full of shit. Don't listen to them.
Like, I don't know how to do that part, but I do know how to fucking walk up and start talking to people. I'm real good at that.
All right. There you go, Mark. I think Abby's ready to share that.
I am working on it.
Okay.
I am working on it.
What happened?
I don't know if that worked.
I don't think so. I'm trying not to like have too many breaks. I'm sorry. Shit. Okay.
I can try and figure out how to add it in post, I guess.
Yeah. I didn't honestly watch it often because I don't like your man voice. But yeah, it should be like if you go to like your screen sharing button, and then it should be like should allow you to share it, but like be like enable other people. But it might be under meeting settings. I don't know. Shoot, that's complicated. But if it's too difficult, don't worry about it. No, no line. But anybody else
If
like relieved about the day kind of relatively being gone?
the relatively big what?
The day relatively being gone, like election day, finally kind of like rolling over.
I mean, the second day I've been paying attention. Still haven't seen any real updates. A number of outside of a number of states saying, "Oh, we aren't going to either release the numbers until blah blah blah," or "We're not going to fully verify." I believe it was Wisconsin said they aren't going to fully verify until the last day. So that's going to be a great fucking adventure right there alone.
All I've seen is a bunch of numbers changing on a screen, and they only mean so much. Like the Electoral College vote, and then the popular vote, and then numbers jumping around that shouldn't be jumping around anymore. And you know, third party
Especially
people losing
since
votes and
Yeah,
left
Joe lost.
gaining votes.
You saw JoJo losing some 40,000 votes in the state of Pennsylvania somehow.
Yeah, and then they weren't letting the people in Philly. I saw Giuliani in Philly talking about how there was 125,000 votes that couldn't be overseen.
Oh yeah, I was seeing.
Oh yeah,
make sure you guys verify your vote. I guess check in or something, make sure it actually needs to be typed in. There's
Yeah.
like my signature didn't get counted or something. He's like, I fixed it, but I was just like, man, I have to call them on top of everything. It's like, geez, you got Sharpie Gate, you got freaking what the hell?
Yeah, Sharpie Gate. What's Sharpie Gate? That's crazy. That's insane. Even in my little town, like there was a problem in one of the districts that they had to call the Republican Party lawyer about, because no one, it wasn't about like left or right. No one in the district, for whatever reason, could vote. People stood in line for hours. And they really, and then when it came down to it, they said, well, you can just take a ballot and go bring it down to the town clerk. And the town clerk said, oh no, the public can't come in here, which is absolutely wrong. The public absolutely can go in there and drop off their ballot. Why can't they? You could do it for the last month. Why couldn't you do it now? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the state of Pennsylvania has a huge number of fuck-ups. For instance, the good old Attorney General, fucking Josh Shapiro, get his name out there, fucking rip him a new asshole, starts in on Monday saying that if all the votes are counted, there's no way Trump can win the state of Pennsylvania. Meanwhile, a large portion of Pennsylvania's fucking income is from the fucking coal mines, from fracking, things that Joe Biden has promised he's gonna shut down. Who the fuck is gonna vote for somebody who has legitimately said, I'm going to close 600,000 jobs in your state?
Well, let's be clear. Uncle Sniffy definitely said that he wants to transition to cleaner energy. Those were the words he used. We know that's probably code for we're just going to shut you pricks down. However, that's also like an integral part of our economy.
Or it's code for we're going to whack our dicks around about it and not do it.
Good point.
He also said the words, I'm going to shut it down. So, hey. Take your pick of the.
I didn't hear that, so I didn't actually hear where or when he said that. I just heard him in the debate. But you know, politicians say a lot of things.
We're still coding votes here because apparently a bunch of mail-in votes didn't have proper identification or something, and they're allowing people to show up and bring their IDs and stuff.
That was actually the next part that I was going to bring up.
I jumped sorry.
That's fine. Also, Pennsylvania is supposedly going to be able to allow unpostmarked mail-in votes or unclearly postmarked mail-in votes and fucky signatures as votes, as legally counted votes. On top of, I heard that a system was put in place to register good votes versus like home printed ones that you can get on the same fucking paper. That there was a radiological signature, like a type of watermark type bullshit, and there's three or four states.
I don't know.
And there's 3 or 4 states reporting that a large percentage of votes that were cast did not have that signature.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Dead people. I see dead people voting.
Dead people.
I don't remember.
What is it?
I don't remember what
meme going around. Night of the Voting Dead. The hands sticking out of the ground with the voting ballots.
I don't get to see memes anymore, Mike. It's sad. It makes me sad.
Yeah, I know.
What the hell was it?
I don't want to see what social media I still have. I'm afraid they'll come for it. I still have some, but you can't.
I'm on MySpace, okay? Just go find me.
Oh my God, are we gonna have to go back to MySpace?
Tom will never delete you. You're safe.
Everyone wants their MySpace back. I hear it on all the time. Everyone wants MySpace back.
I totally forgot about MySpace. Like, I bet you I still have a MySpace I could log into.
Pretty cool. You could put all the music and everything. It was
the
more
playlist
customizable.
Yeah.
Yep,
like you could actually make it look the way you wanted to make it look.
Yeah,
dude, I will say one thing though. Around the time that MySpace came out, there was this awful other website that came out that I frequented, by the way. It was called Hot or Not. You guys remember this? And it was definitely promoted on MySpace, and it definitely got me in some trouble. Like, not like criminal trouble, but like life kind of trouble.
Sticking your dick in crazy kind of trouble, yes.
Yeah. Oh, show. It was worse than freaking Tinder.
Oh
yeah. Yeah.
Damn it. MySpace. Hot or not.
Y'all ready?
Yep.
Oh,
we
my.
lost like a whole age.
So this is part of what I think we just came to a Sharpie gate. So from what I understand,
it did not read their ballot.
Okay.
And they slid it in there twice. I used a pen.
Yep.
Took their Sharpie and threw it away.
And it read your ballot.
And it read my ballot.
And it read your ballot.
And it read my
so
ballot.
what they're doing is they're telling people to use the Sharpies. That way, those votes aren't counted.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
So there was other people that were in there voting with their pens, and they literally went around and they were yanking pens out of their hands.
Yeah, they tried to do that to me, and I took their Sharpie and I hid it because then they said, look for all the Sharpies that are not being used and take the Sharpies back. They had a bowl of pens behind them that they were not giving to people and only giving Sharpies out.
There we go. So the ones with the Sharpies are not being read at all.
No.
No. None of those ballots are being read.
Of course not.
So that's and so they're doing it because they're trying to skew all of the votes in there.
And
that's exactly what's going on.
They didn't try to even slide it more than one time. They immediately took it and slid it in the front, like not even tried a second time. They just
That's correct.
ran it through and slid it in the front, and I was like, wait a
That's what they did with yours?
Yep, and I just went with the Sharpie and voted Trump, and she just slid it in, and that was it. But
they're not counting. They're not counting the ones with the Sharpies. And so they're forcing people to use the Sharpies, and those votes aren't being counted.
Right.
That's what's going on.
Right. And then I posted it on my Facebook group chat in my neighborhood. They said they did it at the Queen Creek Library. They did it at ASU Polytech earlier. They're like 4 different polling places were doing Sharpies, all in like between Queen Creek and like the Edgegate.
Yep. And those ones are not being counted.
Yeah.
They're invalid.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
like I have proof.
So they're invalidating votes is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
That's how
I
it
feel a
feels like.
picture of
Okay.
my ballot.
And then there was a guy that directly came out and yelled at me 3 times. They both came out.
Oh no, they called the sheriffs and said that and told us to stop handing out the ballpoint pens in which case those are the only ones that are actually being counted and validated.
I used your pen and then I sent it back to you and I said, give this to somebody.
Yes, and so we know that, and we've been telling them you need to use a ballpoint pen, not the Sharpie, and now those are getting invalidated. So people are coming here to vote for Donald Trump, and those votes are all getting invalidated. That's what's going on. There we go. That's all we need. Perfect.
He doesn't think that's what you
Welcome.
Oh, man.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me in the least.
Well, if
There's-
that's true,
there's-
that fucking sucks.
There's a lot of shit like that happening. A couple of days ago already, I heard that an entire county's early votes were effectively thrown out and reprinted by election officials because there was like a scuff on the paper that it couldn't read, and then the election officials themselves were refilling out new ballots that were supposedly the same as what the person put on, and then running those ballots. Because, you know, that totally
How did
is
that
legit.
many fucking ballots get scuffed? First off, like,
what the news said is that it was a printing error, like there was a scratch or whatever in the printer that fucked it up, but I didn't unfortunately catch the whole thing, so, and looking for it, I couldn't really find it, but it was on a major news media.
that's weird. I wonder why
Yeah.
they can't just print it again. Why do they have to, like, fill it out themselves and shit?
It's just like, I don't know, there's got to be like some secure system or some shit. Like, we've got enough technology these damn days. Like, come on. Like,
And then the thing with the digital votes, like last time, Pennsylvania had a whole shitload of issues with the purely digital votes. So now we've gone to a system, like people that hit the push this button to vote a straight Republican ticket. We're recording the machines. They hit the button and it would switch to a straight Democrat ticket.
You know, I mean, nothing for nothing, but we got fucking HD Pornhub for free. Like, and that's pretty high quality. So how can we have these like super fucked up voting machines and like voting apps and like, why? It just doesn't make sense to me with the technology available to us, you know? Like, it's insane.
Because that's the entire point. They want us to not trust the elections. Or the people that are stupid enough to trust the elections. They're the people they want voting anyway.
yeah, God, I'm so excited to not have fucking election YouTube commercials. Like, the only thing I had to say about Kamala Harris was she does it and she looks good doing it. I'm like, you're only
oh my god,
saying that she looks
Man, this is like the 60s all fucking over again when women voted for Kennedy because he looked good.
You know,
it didn't look good. His brains all over that.
In the 60s, people were peaceful.
Drink.
Like, yeah, right. In the 60s, people were like very peacefully protesting in a large way. I don't feel like it's going to go that way. Like, most of the crunchy hippie people I know are violent.
Yeah.
Like, I call them the violent crunchy people.
Violent crunchy people.
It's super
I mean,
weird. Actually,
we all
someone else
remember
said that,
Moldy
and I
Locks.
just ran with it. Yeah, somebody else I know said that, and I just ran with it. You like, so now the whole crew of those people are like, well, those are my violent crunchy people. I love them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, they show off exactly what.
You know, like say.
Oh, go for it.
Oh no, save the environment, and like they're all green tree hugging motherfuckers, and then like they got more ammo and bigger guns than anyone else I know.
Mhm.
Hey man, I'm a tree hugger.
Only
I
when
will
I used to
plant
drink.
I will plant these motherfuckers at the base of trees and use them as fertilizer.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Fine.
Putting a pedo in the garden. That's
Blood-
called gardening.
They say blood makes the grass grow. I wonder what it'll do for the weed.
Ooh, or if you're in Oregon, the cocaine and the heroin.
Oh no, bad
I don't
vibes.
judge.
No. Throw it away. Put it on the manure.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
God.
Abby,
maybe we went a little far with the cocaine and heroin. I think we could have stopped at
No.
hallucinogenics.
You don't need, I mean, maybe the heroin. They're gonna be down, but like
pedo shrooms. Oh god.
Pedo shrooms.
No.
Oh no. Yeah, but what if that what if you smoke like smoking pedos or like drinking pedos? Like what if that like turns you into a pedo, right? Like her
Bad
eating
parts,
bell
man,
peppers
bad
from the
parts.
pedo
There's
garden.
even a potential to think about a child the way that I shouldn't think about a child. I don't know. Just no is the answer to that.
So like
Yeah,
what do we
that's-
fertilize? What do we fertilize with the pedos? Like we don't want to fertilize our gardens. Right? We actually don't want to do that because that could have some weird adverse.
I don't know the
effects.
trees that
You-
inhabit fucking
here's what it is. Here's what it is. You fertilize the hedgerows and the thorn bushes you have in them because you want them to be all grabby and handsy.
The rose
my
bushes.
Here you go. You could use it to like fertilize the shit you don't eat, like the switchgrass, so you can make fucking biofuel.
Yeah, I want to be careful with the trees. I like the trees, and I don't want the trees to like start like rubbing my kids.
Yeah, that would be weird. Whole new fucking meaning to having a fucking like. You wouldn't be able to have a fucking tree swings or anything. Tree houses.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it'd be all weird.
Is
Don't go
your
in that tree over
treehouse
there,
a
sweetheart.
fucking pedo tonight at 5 or tonight at 9.
Yeah, right. Stay out of that. Don't climb that tree, kid. Don't just stay out of that one. Go climb that one over there.
Hey, but we'd be properly equipped to deal with them with the wood chippers and everything. Like,
Very
know where to
true. We
go
could just
and-
make mulch.
Ah,
I mean, we could just do mulch.
mulch. Yeah, we could do mulch. This is the
I mean-
weirdest conversation.
Mike,
with that, and I'm like, no.
I know Abby wasn't here. I forget if you were, Mike, but I know Colonel and a couple other guys and I had a discussion on what we could do with pedos that was very, very useful in recycling. All right, so you know how everybody needs medical training?
Yes.
Well,
I remember this conversation.
First, yep. First, we use them for target practice, but we don't shoot to kill because that's ineffective.
Very true.
So as they, when their limbs are riddled with shots, or they've got a lot of gut shots, we bring them in. We use that to teach proper tourniquet etiquette, proper wound packing, all this good shit.
So, kind of like how we're doing with the firefighters with the prison week.
Come again?
Oh, like how some of the prison inmates, I think in California, are allowed to.
Oh yeah. Yep. Teaching them to do that, and yeah. So after we do this a few times, and they aren't healing quite so right no more, then, well, the black market pays really well for organs. And then that funds the boog.
No, Joseph,
So that way,
no.
hey, it's the ultimate level of recycling. You're using them for like 4 different purposes.
Well, they shouldn't even had one in the first place.
Don't have a purpose.
All right,
Yes,
so let's watch.
that makes it even better. If they didn't have a purpose to begin with, now we've given them purpose.
Well, mommy gave them a purpose, but mommy's not here no more, so they had to go find a different purpose.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I
It all got very
I
dark.
was thinking, when he was like,
marijuana, but this
I
shit's
just think
too
about
fucking
for
dark.
Okay, I got something that's gonna make me fucking happy. Watch this shit. I got you 110%.
Yeah, I know this video is gonna get demonetized instantly.
So down.
The
Well,
rum.
you know what doesn't get demonetized or taken down?
What is that guy?
What is this?
What is that guy? Look at that guy.
We want our freedom for the world. Give us our freedom, Joe Biden. Joe Biden's covering up this election. He's stealing it.
I'll play it one more time.
What the fuck?
That is...
The Biden crime family stealing this election. The media's covering up. We want our freedom for the world. Give us our freedom, Joe Biden. Joe Biden's covering up this election. He's stealing it.
Wow.
Wow.
Really,
I mean, it's not.
This election. The media's covering up.
Okay, then.
Like,
come on, Joe Biden can't even string together a straight fucking sentence. How is Joe Biden covering the election? Yes, everybody who's working for him, quote unquote, is definitely fucking with the election.
I don't understand why nobody steps in to help that poor old man. Like, he needs to be given a nice place to relax. He is clearly, like, he's not what he used to be like. Like, remember back when he was with Obama and he was fucking amusing and funny and we made memes of him hiding the internet and shit? Like, he didn't come up behind people. Like, people used to, like, make these fucking memes about Joe Biden. He used to be, like, not creepy. He was just weird, and that was okay.
He was the creepy uncle. We just
he was also not Uncle Sniffy back then, at least as far as we understood.
Like, there was a time when like people across the table did not feel uncomfortable with this man, and also like he doesn't fucking like he used to make more sense when he talked. Now he sounds confused and lost. Like, he has literally had to have people tell him his platform.
Oh, Jesus.
And shit like that. Like, there's something wrong. And I don't understand why people, like, the same thing goes, like, when everybody said Kanye was fucking crazy, I was like, well, then why are you fucking making fun of him? Why are you not trying to fucking help him?
You know, I will say this, though. I've seen clips of him from, like, the 70s, I think, where he was definitely using the N-word with a hard R. Like, he wasn't always a nice man.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't know about, I've never seen him say the N-word. That would fucking be weird.
Oh, it's the N-word with the hard R.
No,
it's a hard R.
He was very similar.
Well,
he was very similar to LBJ.
Like, it's bad enough that recently he was like, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Like, that's fucked up.
No.
Oh, my God.
This on the other hand, is here's a lovely quote from LBJ and that era Biden. I don't want my kids to grow up in a racial jungle.
Right.
Oh my God.
Right.
And those are the words he used, man. It's just like, and
you got a
junkie knows
instead
it too, just nobody cares. Like, how the fuck if you were for racial equality and
close their eyes, cover their ears, and lol through the whole thing. They're being told.
Go for the palate cleanser.
Yeah, do that.
Okay. So I'm gonna show. First of all, I'm gonna show this from a different angle, and I get excited. It's great.
Was it the same
guy? I love Twitter.
I couldn't take my eyes off his T-shirt.
We are not prepared to give that number. The Biden crime family stealing the election. The media is covering up. The Biden crime family stealing this election. The media is covering up.
So this dude is definitely doing exactly what we're saying we should do.
Okay, so maybe we shouldn't do that because it makes you look like a nutcase.
Oh my God, he looks so crazy. He's the redneckiest son of a bitch I've seen in a while, man. Look at that.
I love that dude.
Yeah, okay.
I like that dude. Yeah.
If you're gonna, here's my idea. If you're gonna actually like run up and hijack some shit, do it in an orderly fashion. Just like run up there and then calmly turn around and pull up your own like little microphone bullhorn thing and just be like blah 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 blah. That is all. Good night.
In a different
and
T-shirt.
off.
In an orderly fashion. Hijack the news in an orderly fashion.
Yes,
I love it, Mike.
Hijack the news in an orderly fashion. Don't do it like that.
So we're just going to. So we're going to walk up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to pardon you. I hope you don't mind pardoning my intrusion, but kindly, if I may.
Well,
if I could have your ear for just a minute.
Excuse me.
If I could steal the limelight for just a moment.
Y'all are getting all fancy and shit. I'm just all like over here being like, pardon me, y'all. But we need to interrupt for a minute. We'll do this Southern thing.
Mike's gonna be the one to do it, and it's gonna be in an orderly fashion, looking like a Smurf.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I'm probably the best delegate for this one. Like, I confuse everyone.
I think you're perfect, actually. I think you're absolutely perfect.
Like, I'd love to see the headlines on that one. There'd be like there'd be like the Fox would be like Antifa hijacks newspaper, and then like
no.
CNN would be all like
them...
white supremacist hijacks news. Anchor.
Oh my god.
So to avoid any of that, you have to be on my shoulders, and me in my normal fucking military-looking garb, as I just walk up. Pardon me kindly, good sir, but can we steal your broadcast for a moment? Would you kindly direct your eyes skyward towards my friend on my shoulders?
I was thinking you would do like David in Jacket, like in the cartoons where you have the long coat, and he's just inside his bed, and you're like totally walking around.
That's a fucking riot.
Okay, if we're ever in the same place, we have to fucking make this happen.
Yes.
Okay, well since we're laughing, we're gonna do another with
oh my god.
last year. Hold up. Alright, let's see here. So whatever happens the next 4 years can't be as bad as that 4-year study abroad I did in Italy, right?
I saw this.
Knocked herself.
What?
Gotta find humor.
Does everyone know who this chick is?
No. What is the story behind this?
I wish I lived under a rock. Sorry.
She was held. Wasn't she held for like 4 years in prison?
So like, okay, so like she's like what Casey Anthony should have been. So pretty much, I'm gonna go and do my study abroad and blah blah blah. And like
Abby, we're losing your mic again.
Yeah, we're losing.
Yeah, you're backing. I think you're backing up a little too far from this one.
Hold up. Is that better? Checking.
Yeah.
1, 2, 7.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know why it's like switching between things. It gets weird with my mic because I can't hear you guys. Anyways, whatever. So Amanda.
Get one of these.
What is it? Well, I have headphones.
Microphone.
Connecting then.
Yes, but I mean, it's like it's got microphones right there on the sides of my throat.
I thought. Oh no.
So that chick, wasn't she held in prison for like 4 years for like they suspected her of killing her roommate or something?
Yeah, so she was pretty much study abroad.
Okay.
Had a little fling while she was out there, and then it was like, oh, she's into like having sex, and it was like okay, and like the Italian government made a huge deal until they butchered the fucking investigation. It was just all bad, very bad. It's a really good Netflix series on it. Check it out. It's really intense, fucking frightening.
God, there's so much bullshit in the world. I can't keep up with all of it.
Yeah, I know.
Like you imagine being accused of a crime you didn't do in a foreign fucking country, not like Mexico, like not like kind of close to like America.
Yeah,
no, like in fucking Italy. Like
At least she wasn't. At the very least, she wasn't somewhere in the Middle East where if you're white, half the time they steal and throw out your fucking passport so you can't leave. That good shit.
Nope.
They'd probably sell it. American infidel.
Yeah.
I don't know to who, because I mean that's a pretty, you definitely got to replace that picture. But damn.
But yeah,
It's not that hard to replace those. Black market does it all the time.
That's very true. So far in the world today, speaking of the amount of bullshit that we can't seem to catch up with, we have an election that all our predictions were correct. The election has gone sideways. I think everyone in the country knew that was going to happen.
Yep.
The Orange Man is definitely going to sue different places over the election counting. I don't know what that's going to do. I'm interested to see if he refuses to give up the White House. Now, I will say this. I can almost get behind that.
I can't.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
No. I give some credit, right? To be ballsy enough to be like, fuck you. I ain't leaving.
It could use some
I mean, yeah, that's balls and shit, but like there are people out there on social media and shit insinuating that like the Boogaloo would back his ass up if he wouldn't leave. I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm not gonna fight for him.
Because
no,
pumpers. It's just like
I wouldn't fight for the man. I would not fight for them.
Me either.
But I would give a little respect. Like just a little. Like that motherfucker just straight up refused to leave. He like I don't give a fuck. I'm staying.
Give him that much.
Fuck the US.
I don't honestly
the US.
got the fucking balls to do anything about it. I don't think most of the people in the US have the balls to do anything about anything.
No, they don't.
Not the ones
of course not.
There's
a reason the 3%. There's a reason.
But I'm fucking not changing my mind anytime soon.
I mean, there's a reason the 3%ers got a name. Because it was only about 3% of the population that actively fought in the fucking Revolutionary War. That's really all it takes.
What's 3% of the current population? Who can do that?
Alexa, what is
about
the
10 mil.
population in the US?
Oh my god. According to the Fed in your house.
As of 2017, the population of the United States is 427 million people.
Alexa, what is 3% of 327 million?
You brought Alexa in here?
I know.
327 million is 9.1 million.
I think Abby is much along the lines of me. They're recording everything we're doing, no matter what level of security. No matter what level of security we're paying for, anyway.
When I talk to that broad,
I say into this,
dude. When I talk to that broad that lives in the box, right? Like half the time she doesn't answer me, but then when I'm not even talking to her, she'll be like, "Oh, I can help you with that." Bitch, I didn't ask you for any help.
You gotta yell at her. You gotta train her, okay?
Yeah, I guess, right? Like lay a smack down. Like stay in your genie, stay in the bottle. I didn't ask for you to come out. I didn't rub your little box. God damn it. So we know.
Sometimes it's just gotta bounce off a couple of walls before it gets back.
So 9.1, did I hear that right? 9.1 million is the 3%.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, about
3% is about 10 mil.
About 10 mil. So
yeah, we got some more.
That's a lot of people, man. I don't do you think there's 10 million nationwide? I don't think there is.
I would be willing to bet that, yeah.
I guess you've got the silent majority still, but I don't know.
Think about the southern states. I'm not putting my name on nothing.
Yeah, but how many of the silent majority do you think are actually willing to do anything? That's kind of the point.
A lot more than people
Depends
think.
if they ran out of their Mountain Dew and Doritos yet.
I mean, only if it came to them, though. I don't know if they'd come out for a revolution.
I mean, it's been a long time since.
If their buddies the next state over are starting to get shot at, you bet your ass they'd be fucking going over.
I think it's
So
gonna be a lot more, oath keeper types. You know what I mean? Like law enforcement or retired law enforcement, retired military that agree with our way of thinking, and then their friends get involved, and they're like, they're gonna get in it. But who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows?
That's a perfect little segue.
We can't know.
I mean, I'm involved with multiple groups. I'm trying to be a liaison officer amongst all of them, and things are slowly working out.
Everything moves slow.
Groups are, that's the biggest problem with our side. And I will conflate us with the conservative side of this argument for this purpose.
You've called us terrorists. Where's my check from the CIA? We need funding.
Yes, exactly.
Damn it.
We are, the government considers us among the right wing anyway, so fuck it. And so does all the media. So for this purpose, I will definitely say we are very slow to anger, but when we get there, shit gets fucked.
Well, I wish you guys would get there because, like, I'm not very bright and I've been angry for a long time, and I have this box of Molotovs in Minecraft.
I've got all these empty wine bottles that Bird would maybe be good use of for Molotov, so you're more than welcome to have it.
To me, it's just been really,
I mean, that's enough whiskey for one, right?
It's like, I haven't always been like super aware of everything going on, but I've watched people let them do all sorts of shit to us since at least, I mean, like before 9/11, but we'll say since 9/11, the amount of things we have let them fucking do to us and to each other.
Yeah, the Patriot Act was supposed to be temporary.
We've even
absolutely.
We've even changed the way we fucking do things. Like, instead of helping each other, we'll stand there and film it.
Oh my God, I know. That's disgusting, right? That's like totally fucking disgusting. We'll film it and we won't help.
You know what, motherfucker? Like, I might fucking take a second to set the camera over here. But I'm not gonna fucking stand there and let them fucking like kill you or anything like that. I'm not gonna do that.
I'm sorry.
I don't care.
There are definitely times I will agree with you on that, and that's like 99.9% of the time. But the other 0.1% of the time, oh man, the filming that they get is fucking hilarious. Like, when Pedo got shot in the head by Kyle. That was so great. Everybody's fucking trying to bandage him up. It's like, dude, he got shot through the fucking jaw into the head.
Well, let's be clear.
Yeah, but
that was mostly a flesh wound. It's whoever shot him in the back that actually killed him. Right? That's what the ME says.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, nobody who was there was going to fucking help Kyle, period, anyways. So, like, if I thought that the person who was, like, filming that shit was, like, at all, like, sympathetic to him, I'd be like, well, you just stood there and fucking watch these people fucking chase this dude and you didn't do anything. You're still kind of a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, all of the coverage was incredibly useful, too. But, I mean, get a GoPro with a fucking strap. Don't be a pussy.
Yeah, if anybody had been there from our side outside of Kyle, and I will call Kyle our side again for this instance, I don't think that would have actually happened.
Fucking
hey,
bootlicker.
He goes up to my table when I'm gonna put my feet up there, and it's
he shot a pedo.
Oh,
he dropped a pedo. He dropped a wife beater.
He didn't know that any of those people were any of those fucking things. He was just a kid saving himself, and he was.
I'm just a kid.
Now,
I still I'm still finding it fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he was busy pinching a loaf off in his pants while he was just like, that kid definitely shit his pants, dude. Come on.
And it is funny. I will admit that. It's just, man, there's some people out there acting like he's some sort of like boog hero or whatever, and I'm like, no, fucking no.
He's
no.
Justified, but no hero.
I'm
justified in what he did.
Yes,
I'm
exactly, and I would stand by his right to do that.
Yeah,
yes, 1000%. I'm willing to bet he's a lot less of a bootlicker now that he's sitting in fucking prison over self-defense, though.
Yeah, he likes to taste of something else instead of leather.
What you want to bet he comes out boog?
Yeah, either boog or playing the skin flute, one or the other.
Or both, whatever.
Or both. That's fine.
We don't judge.
So to it's getting late to kind of summarize. I think we talked about the sideways election that we knew was going to happen. We got the Orange Man and Uncle Sniffy going at it. I'm
still praying my overall prediction doesn't come true.
Yeah, well,
that would be a complete fucking shit show.
Kind of leaning that way, though, if you think about it.
Oh yeah.
It's not exactly the way you said it was going to, but it is kind of leaning that way.
Yeah.
Like it looks.
I mean, I didn't specify exactly.
Yeah.
How long it was going to take, but
everything takes forever. They're still counting ballots.
Crossing my fingers and knocking on fucking wood.
I didn't understand. It was like everyone's like, today is the day. And I'm like, you realize like last time it took them a couple extra days. I'm like, why are you striking out super hard on one fucking day? I'm like,
people are gonna drop from heart attacks and anxiety by the time.
Oh my god, yeah.
There's gonna be people having strokes.
There are people already being nuts out there. There are like Trumpers out there protesting the counting offices, like screaming "Stop the count" and shit. Like I don't understand how that even helps anybody. It just
stop the count.
Like, would you just sit down and shut up?
Stop the count for what purpose?
Stop the count, I will say, is justified because the issue there is they're not allowing representatives from the campaigns in on the counting. So nobody is actually seeing what's getting counted, how it's getting counted. So they could definitely be fucking with the practice.
Alarming. Okay, well, I guess. But is that all of those counts or just the one? Where is that?
It's a number of those counts, especially in, like I said, the state of PA is just all kinds of super fucked up. What the hell is this you're sharing?
If you're doing it in a place that's not like that, then it's not at all justified and it's stupid. But I can kind of that though. Yeah, like if they're not letting people see it. Although, like honestly, I think this is big hullabaloo. Like it's for nothing. All of this is kind of a sham to me.
Well, yeah, they're gonna put in. They're gonna put in who they want to put in, regardless.
So what Abs just shared was one of the copies of the Boog pamphlet that goes around. And, I've definitely shared this. I can't tell you how many places because we keep getting accused of being right-wing terrorists, racists, and all these other things when, like, really we're the exact opposite. We're just really a bunch of freedom-loving pricks. Like, we're constitutionalists. And, at the end of the day, I think the more that this gets shared, the more that that narrative will hopefully go away if you can get it to be more mainstream. Because really what the
problem being is if you share it too much, they shut your ass down.
Very true. So, I mean, I don't know if we want to, we can always edit this part out, but I thought it'd be nice to put it right up there, Put it up there loud and proud.
It's fine. We've got it back. Yep. We've got backups.
We got backups. We got backups. We got backups for our backups.
I said a lot worse than this earlier, so this is definitely staying.
Yeah, this is fine. It got real dark there for a moment. I think it'll be okay.
I mean, I just see the Nazi sign and the communist sign and the KKK crossed out. Like, if you can't agree with any of those things on first glance, like, maybe, like, check yourself before you wreck yourself. But, like, it looks fine from first glance.
Yeah, I
read
mean,
it. Take your second to, like, not
they're
listen
crossed
to
out,
anything.
so it should be safe from YouTube. Oh, except for
Right?
I'm sorry,
No.
crossing out the communist sign. That's
No,
probably not
Steve,
going to be allowed on YouTube.
Yeah, that might not work, but we'll see.
It's still, like, I see people that'll do, like, record, like, sound that goes, like, or it's just blank sound. Because
No, we're good. We're good.
So, I think wrapping up the night here, we
Yep.
talked about Oregon. I think that's an awesome step in the right direction, back
Because I
towards
use
the
it.
Constitution.
yeah,
And
not to mention all the other states that passed their marijuana stuff.
there's a lot of states that did that. Mine not being one of them, but all right.
Mine
I'll take
either.
You've got
Well, they have
Montana,
passed it
South
already, though.
Dakota, Mississippi, South Dakota. Wait, what is it twice? Oregon just legalized psilocybin therapy. So, like, mushrooms and
Mushrooms.
Like, shit.
Yeah.
Fun.
Woo!
And Arizona IPC decriminalized psychedelics. Of course, no, leave it up to politicians. Always make an act one. And then legalized marijuana was also in New Jersey. And I will say proudly, Nevada became the first state in the nation to protect same-sex marriage in its constitution. Boom. So that's
Nice.
what goes.
Marry whoever you want. If you're over 18, your cousin is fair game.
Oh my.
Please don't procreate, but do whatever you want.
Cousin
Allegedly.
Jenny looking real good in that dress.
There's
I
just
mean,
so many options. Like,
is
there's literally fish in the sea.
is third cousin like too far? I feel like
Yeah.
first cousin is too far. Like that might make it a little weird, but third or fourth cousins, maybe once removed. I mean, if she's super hot. No, okay, all right, none of those things. All right, I don't take it back. I don't take it back.
This is forever immortalized. It'll never go away.
Oh, man.
Until the silicon chips start decaying. Yep.
Oh
This
Until
is
nature
forever.
takes the planet back.
God.
I heard it was like 2030 something, so I've got some time.
Yep.
Shit.
Good old Adapt 2030.
Dep 2030.
Hey, that's my number, man. Let's go.
Oh God, in 2030 I'm gonna be way too old for this shit.
We're already too old for this shit.
Mike's gonna be sitting in a little
Weed,
rocking
roll
chair
over
on the porch, smoking weed with a shotgun.
Wait, that's kind of like me normally, except for I don't like shotguns. I'm not very big.
Okay, we'll give you the 20 gauge.
He's just sitting behind his wall with a fucking gun.
No, like an old double barrel. That'd be perfect.
I'll
Just
just
a
be
fucking
sitting over there
banjo.
next to the trebuchet with the cat.
Next to the trebuchet and the cat with a fucking banjo. Ding, 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 ding.
Well, I gotta.
That's awesome. All right,
I don't know how
guys.
to play it yet.
I think I'm ready to wrap it up.
Yeah,
Any closing thoughts?
we're fucked.
We are fucked.
Do your
Yes,
research
yes.
and listen to anyone and everyone and come to your own fucking conclusion for the love of all things. with
Free
everything in
thinking.
your life.
Abby just
Like,
said free
listen,
thinking. Imagine that.
yes, every
Oh my
fucking
God, you
thing.
fucking radical. That got us taken down right there. That was,
I know. Free thinking.
sure.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that did it. I know.
Next, you're gonna fucking encourage people to do things.
Wow.
No, look,
No.
do your
Whoa.
own thing in matters of consent. Other than that, I ain't got nothing to say with what you do with your life as long as it's within legal and consensual rights.
Take
Or
off your
whatever
mask
you
and
do.
kiss your neighbor.
Oh, that, yeah, my new mask.
in a consensual manner.
Unlike us, stop sitting and bitching about things. Go out and do.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So what happened in 1775, guys?
A lot of people got really sick from being on the boat too long.
Some people said they were going to take our guns. And what happened in 1776?
Bang.
Got wild. There's a lot of good songs about it.
That's right.
Yeah, there's a few here and there.
All right, everybody have a good night.
Good night.
All right, folks, keep your heads on a fucking swivel.
Yeah, be safe. Well, be alive.
Yeah.